What's up YouTube? First of all, I hope you're doing well and staying safe out there during these crazy times. This last week I actually went out and shot my first roll of PORTRA 800, and today I'm gonna show you some of the images that I actually shot with it. Spoiler alert, I really like the end results that I got with it, so yeah. I shot this roll at box speed, so that would be 800 ISO, and I actually shot across multiple light variations because I really wanted to put the roll through its paces, and I actually went out and shot at night. The next day I went out and finished the roll shooting just before golden hour, so the light was still really harsh, and being that this is a high ISO film stock, I wanted to see how the grain would affect the overall image with harsher light, and I gotta say that it handled it pretty nicely, which I expected already through all the videos and photos that I've seen previously that were shot with it with harsher light. So yeah, I just wanted to try it for myself. Just a reminder, I do my own film scans at home using my trusty Epson V550, and I didn't do much to these images. Mainly I just use Photoshop to remove any dust specks that get stuck to the film whilst I'm actually handling it at home, and I may have bumped the contrast a little bit on some of them just to give them that extra punch, but overall I didn't tune any colors or anything like that, so just probably some highlights, shadows, and just a bit of contrast. That's it. So let's now jump into the images that I shot. The first photos that I actually took were at night, as I previously mentioned in this video, and I went to one of my local supermarkets outdoor parking lot, and because it was actually quite late, the parking lot was almost empty, so there were only a few cars there, which helped the final image come to life. And I've been wanting to shoot those shopping trolley thingies where you park them. You know, when you drive to your car, you take your groceries, your shopping in the shopping trolley, you drop the bags in your car, and then you park the car in those areas where they're just like all rowed up and tied to each other. So this is the image that I got. I don't know about you guys, but I actually quite like it. I like the overall mood, the tones. I try to be careful with the framing regarding those two light poles on both opposites of the image, and I tried to frame it nicely. I'm sure the result would be even better if I actually got this roll scanned in the lab, because I think I lost a little bit of depth of field, but again, that's okay, and I could actually just go there later and just try to get another shot of the same spot, but to be honest, I really like this one. Moving on, I drove to Saldanha, which is in the center area of Lisbon. So my goal for that night was actually to just drive around Lisbon at night and trying to find cool light to work with. But to be honest, when we got to Saldanha, I was a bit disappointed, and I say we because again, Ches was with me. As you can notice, it's quite a pattern in the channel. He just likes to go out and shoot. I like to go out and shoot, so we just hang around and just do it together. But as I was saying, I got there, and to be honest, we couldn't find that many spots. I was expecting a lot more better light to work with, but we managed to get 4 to 5 shots, and even though we didn't shoot a lot there, I actually quite like the results that we ended up getting, and I'm gonna show you those images now. As you can see in the screen right now, we came across this car dealership that had some strong red lights coming from it, and I decided to take a few pictures of both one of the cars inside it, and I took the time to take a portrait of Ches as well. After Saldanha, we then drove to Parque das Nações, which is also in Lisbon, and again, we didn't find that many cool spots to shoot at. I think it's because all of what's happening right now, because shops are actually closing a lot earlier and they're not serving alcohol after 8, I think, so dinner time. a lot of bars are just closing up because no one will show up and all the cafes are closed, and so we lose a lot of those cool light locations that we wanted to work with. But it's okay because we ended up finding 3 or 4 spots to actually work with, and yeah, I'm gonna show you those images right now. So, as you can guess, I didn't finish the roll that night. So the next day I tried to go out before golden hour, and I actually drove back to the first place where I started shooting the roll at. So I went to that local supermarket again, but instead of shooting in the outdoors parking area, I went to the indoors one, and I actually go there with my girlfriend a lot because we basically shop there. We do our own shopping there, and I've always wanted to shoot there in the afternoon, just before golden hour, because the light hits the concrete floors and the concrete walls, and it just creates these funky shadows and these I don't know how you call them, but I don't know, these light silhouettes as well. I'm really into it, and everything looks quite rough because of the concrete, quite industrial as well. So again, I've always wanted to go back with a camera and shot there, so eventually I did that day. And some of the images that I did there, I think they're not amazing, but I think they actually turned out quite good. But that's my own opinion. Again, I shot a couple of pictures there, and then, not to break the team, because it was now golden hour, I drove to my local IKEA's parking lot again, to the top floor, and I ended up taking a few more images there, which I'm showing you right now. I actually ended up messing around taking photos of different objects just to further try out the roll, and out of all the images that I got at IKEA, I think this one's my favorite of the day overall, just because these stones look amazing with the IKEA sign just rising up to the skies. Actually, you let me know what you think of it down there in the comments. But yeah, I just really enjoy going out spontaneously and just shooting around without caring too much if I'm shooting a €3 roll like Color Plus 200 or Fuji C200, or in this case a much more expensive roll. But what matters to me is to just have fun, and I just overall really enjoy the process. So I actually didn't shoot the whole roll after I left IKEA, and there were still 3 to 4 frames left. So the next day in the afternoon, during golden hour time again, I went out with my girlfriend Vanessa, and we went to walk our dog to a local garden next to where we live. And I've always noticed these cool food carts that are in the area, and I took my camera with me just to finish the roll, and I ended up taking some photos of those food carts. I'm calling them food carts. In Portuguese we call them relógios. They're not food stands as well, but again, that's what I'm gonna go with. Food carts / food stands. I don't care. And I really like how the light bounced off it, and there's something really cool about these places because these food stands / food carts, they're supposed to be open, and you know, those are meant to be full with people because they're there to serve people. So when they're closed and no one's there, it just gives them this eerie look / atmosphere, which I'm really into. So again, I quite like them. Let me know what you think about them down there in the comments. And that's it. Summing up, I think PORTRA 800 is quite cool. I think it handles light quite decently. I noticed that during nighttime the colors shifted a little bit to greens and magentas. I initially thought that it was because I was doing my scans at home, but Chaz actually was shooting PORTRA 800 as well with me, and he got his images developed at one of our local labs, and I noticed that his images were actually switching between greens and magentas as well, so apparently that's a thing that PORTRA does. I think the overall results were really good. Colors were good, grain structure was good, the highlights were good. it held up quite nicely, even though I shot some of the images in harsher lights. And it's just a shame that this film stock is so expensive. But yeah, I really like shooting with it, and I'm probably gonna shoot with it again in the future. So that's it. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, drop me a like down below. If you didn't like it, dislike the video, but make sure to let me know why you didn't like it in the comments. And as a matter of fact, if you do like it, let me know why you like it as well. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you want to keep up with my content, and just turn on the notifications if you want to get notified every time I upload a new video. And that's it. I'll see you guys next week. Hopefully, I don't know. Bye.